everything New Orleans Pelicans from a fan's perspective. 27 points, 5 rebounds. Welcome to Pelicans Flock Report, where I give you everything New Orleans Pelicans from a fan's perspective. I'm your host, D. Broussard. 4 trades the Pelicans could actually make this offseason. Now, obviously, the Pelicans are definitely going through a retool process. Obviously, this current roster that we have didn't make the playoffs, and we didn't win many games. Joe Dumars, of course, has been cleaning a lot of bad laundry within the organization. Obviously, some of the training staff not returning, some of the assistant coaches not returning. We're currently still on a coaching search, even though we have interim head coach James Borrego. There's been some names mentioned as far as that goes. And this Pelicans roster is definitely going to have to retool. And I just came up with 4 names that I feel could possibly be traded this offseason. And I'll dive straight into it. Let's talk about it. Herb Jones. Now, obviously, Herb Jones has always been the defensive anchor for this Pelicans team. But my only knock towards Herb Jones has always been the offensive inconsistency with Herb, the availability at times. Herb Jones missed some time this season. He also missed some time last season. So I feel like that's my only knock towards Herb Jones. It's definitely the offense. And being that this team definitely needs shooting, we need more offense. It's hard not to mention a guy like Herb Jones possibly being traded this offseason. Now, I feel like if Herb Jones was traded this offseason, then it would definitely show a shift in the direction of the team. Now, obviously, Joe Dumars spoke about his direction of the team and how he wants this team to be a defensive team. Um, and Herb Jones definitely embodies that defensive part of the team. But I feel like I said, the only knock towards Herb is the offense. The offense can be non-existent at times. So um, if we were to trade Herb Jones, it definitely would have to be for some draft capital or more shooting, of course, because we need shooting. And I feel like if you're going to give up a rare defensive talent like Herb Jones, you have to get something very valuable in return for a guy like Herb Jones. Now, obviously, I don't want to trade Herb Jones, but I feel like at this point, as a fan, this is just me and where I'm at currently. I just feel like whatever the team needs to do to get better, I'm kind of like all for it. There are a lot of players on the team that I really like, but I feel like if we have to move those players to get better, make the playoffs, because of course I'm currently watching the playoffs and my team is not in the playoffs. And I just want to go to a playoff game at the Smoothie King Center when it's live, it's electric, playoff atmosphere. I want to be in the building. And the only way I can do that is if my team makes the playoffs. So I feel like whatever move that needs to be made for our team to get better, I have to accept it. I didn't want to see Jose go, but hey, you know, they made the move. So um besides Herb Jones, gotta go with Eve Misi. Now, I'm a huge Eve Misi fan. I obviously have a video on my channel talking about Eve Misi and how he could be him. Of course, Eve Misi has a high ceiling, a lot of potential. Now, the only thing with Eve is that he's only been playing basketball for 5 years. So obviously, you only been playing basketball for 5 years. It does mean that you still raw and you have a lot of developing to do. But I feel like Eve has developed pretty well. He's starting to get a little bit better. But I feel like it's still gonna take Eve some time. At least I would say 2 to 3 years until he really reaches his maximum potential. And I feel like Eve lacks some time at rebounding the basketball. Um, and that's something that we lack as a team is rebounding and having a, a a a defensive anchor down low. Um, Eve can be good sometimes on defense, and of course, Eve is elite athletically. He has length. He has good rim to rim ability, but like I said, I just feel like Eve struggles sometimes rebounding and rim protecting. And I feel like with Eve being the center, you know, there's still a lot of talk about us going out to get a center. And I'm just like, well, man, if we have Eve Misi, like, why are we looking for a center? So I feel like maybe the team is just not sold on Eve Misi just yet. Um, and the only way I would definitely see them trading Eve Misi is if they're going towards a win now direction. Obviously, like I said, Eve is still a development in process, so it's gonna take him some time to reach his full potential. So, the only way I would see that trade happening is if the right move or the right player comes available, or is added to the trade. We possibly could see Eve Misi being moved or going to another team. Besides Eve Misi, I gotta go with DeJounte Murray. Now, obviously, I love DeJounte Murray. I feel like, DeJounte Murray played really, really well in his return. Coming back from that torn Achilles, he looked like he didn't miss a beat. He had some great games this offseason, but I feel like he definitely did raise his trade value up a little bit. And my only thing with a possible DeJounte Murray trade is definitely the contract. DeJounte Murray is owed 32.8 million next season. And I definitely don't know if a team is gonna be willing to take on that contract. So that's my only thing with DeJounte Murray is I don't know if a team is gonna be able to uh, take on the contract. Now there are some teams that DeJounte Murray could definitely fit. Playoff caliber teams like the Houston Rockets who are in need of guard play. That would be a good spot for DeJounte Murray. The Dallas Mavericks maybe. There are definitely a lot of different spots that would uh, fit for DeJounte Murray. And one of the other reasons I feel like DeJounte Murray uh, could possibly be traded is definitely, like we all know, the emergence of Jeremiah Fears. Now, we all know the type of season that Jeremiah Fears had this season. And I feel like trading DeJounte Murray would basically be signaling uh, the Pelicans handing the keys to Jeremiah Fears going forward. Basically saying, hey, you're the main guy. You're our uh, number one point guard, and we're giving you the keys. We think you're the future, and we think you're ready. It's time. And I feel like you know if we trade Dejounte Murray, that would definitely open up the floodgates for Jeremiah Fears to be one of the guys in the core. And he definitely made a huge case for that this season, most definitely. So um, that's why I feel that DeJounte Murray could possibly be traded this offseason. And lastly, a guy that I've been talking about a whole lot this entire season. I feel like a lot of people love Jordan Poole. I like Jordan Poole as well as a player. I feel like um, if Jordan played the right way sometimes, which is taking the right shots, not forcing things at times, decision making, being more aggressive on defense. I feel like Jordan would have helped us out a whole lot this season. But obviously that wasn't the case. Jordan found himself in and out the rotation. And Joe Dumars spoke about Jordan Poole as well during the press conference, the end of season conference, saying that, Jordan Poole was injured this season and, he really didn't have a chance to really, I guess, get back in speed or make his case to be in the lineup. And I feel like, to me personally, I feel like he made his case And I feel like he just didn't play well this season. I just do. I feel like he ain't play well. And James Borrego just made a decision to ultimately remove him from the rotation because he didn't feel like he was fitting the direction that he was trying to go in with the team. Now, this Jordan Poole situation, I personally don't think that the Pelicans are going to be able to trade Jordan Poole. I've said this before. And basically, because of the contract situation, Jordan is owed a lot of money. I don't think a team is going to take on his contract because of the way he played this season. So it makes it really hard to trade a guy like Jordan Poole. And ultimately, I think the Pelicans are going to hold on to Jordan Poole, bite the bullet, pay him his money, or possibly work out a contract buyout, let him become a free agent. So the Jordan Poole situation, I don't really know exactly what's gonna happen with that. But if I had to take a wild guess, I would say that Jordan Poole is probably still gonna be in the Pelicans uniform um, going into next season. But I would say if a trade were to come about, I feel like the Pelicans would definitely have to move on from Jordan Poole, especially since the experiment with Jordan Poole just didn't work out this offseason. So, um, but we'll see what happens with the Jordan Poole situation, man. I'm really interested to find out and see myself like what happens with this situation. But as I said, if I was to take a wild guess, I would definitely say Jordan is going to be a Pelican next season, and we're gonna have to pay them their money, and that's that. You know, that's it. But yeah, man, that's it for me. Make sure, like always, you like and subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody that's already subscribed. I really appreciate y'all, man. And as long as y'all keep subscribing, I'm gonna keep bringing y'all this content. I'm definitely keeping up with my pals, even during the off season, keeping up with the news, the reports, the coaching search, all the things that's been going on within the organization. So, I'll definitely continue dropping content. And yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. And like I say, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, man. And um, like always, I'm out.